complicated when there is a grandfather and siblings. It gets to be very complicated. And if you're Hanafi, then you're not going to have to worry about it. A Hanafi Mufti does not have to worry about this, because the Hanafi Mufti will, in the Hanafi Madhab, the grandfather blocks all the siblings, just like the father. So we're not going to have any headache. Not headache, I should say. We're not have any trouble. We're not have any problems. So for the Hanafi Mufti, the grandfather is acting in the absence of the father, like a father. He's blocking all, not in every regard, but he's blocking all the siblings. The Sheikh will start by saying the grandfather is like a father, because the same scenarios that apply to the father apply to the grandfather, except for 3 differences. Let me tell you the 3 differences first between the grandfather and the father. You remember the father, right? He's getting 1/6 in the presence of. He's getting 1/6 in the presence of female offspring. He's getting. The 1/6 and the remainder in the presence of female offspring. He's getting 1/6 only in the presence of male offspring. He's getting the remainder only in the absence of the above. In the absence of the above, he's getting the remainder. So he's getting 1/6 and the remainder in the presence of female offspring. He's getting 1/6 in the presence of male offspring. He's getting the remainder in the absence of the above. The same will be applied to the grandfather. Same 3 scenarios. The difference between the grandfather and the father is what? There are 3 major differences. One of them is the grandfather would be blocked by the father. That's a big difference. The father is never blocked by anyone. The grandfather gets blocked by the father. That's one difference. The other difference is the grandfather will not squeeze the mother into 1/3 of the remainder. Will not, the mother will get her 1/3, and the grandfather gets whatever he gets. Like the grandfather in this case, like let us say al-Umariyatan in the 2 Umariya mas'ala. Remember the Umariyatan? We said husband or wife, husband, mother, and father. The husband is getting what? 1/2. The mother is getting what? 1/3 of the remainder. So the husband is getting 3/6. The mother is getting 1/6, and the father is getting 2/6. Right? If this was wife, the wife is getting 1/4. The mother is getting 1/4. The father is getting 1/2. Remove this father and put a grandfather in their place. What do you get? No, he does not do this to the mother. The mother gets her 1/3 here, and the mother gets her 1/3 here. And the grandfather will get the remainder. The remainder here is what? 1/6. We're not saying that he's getting 1/6. We're saying that he's getting the remainder. Because in the absence of male and female offspring, in the absence of any offspring, what does the grandfather do? Gets the remainder. So the remainder here happened to be 1/6, right? He gets the 1/6. We said that the father cannot get 1/6 when the mother is getting 1/3, because in the absence of the husband, what does the mother get? 1/3. What does the father get? 2/3. So how come in the presence of the husband it flipped and the father got 1/2 of the mother? So that is why we had this issue, this Umariya issue. The grandfather does not take the place of the father in this sense. The grandfather cannot cause the mother to get less than her 1/3. She will still get her 1/3. What is the third difference between, so 1, the grandfather can be blocked by the father. 2, the grandfather will never squeeze the mother, will never, block the mother or, partially reduce the mother's share. 3, the grandfather if you're not Hanafi, or if you're not Hanbali, because Hanbalis were divided. Some of them agreed with the Hanafi position, some of them agreed with the position of the Jumhur. But the authorized view in the madhab is in agreement with the position of the Jumhur, that the siblings will still inherit in the presence of the grandfather. But in the Hanafi madhab, the siblings will not inherit in the presence of the grandfather, because the grandfather is stronger. He is in Amud al-Nasab. Amud al-Nasab, which means what? The lineage, the direct lineage. He's up from you, down from you, up from you, and down from you is your direct lineage, is the pillar of your existence. You know, the people who are your ancestors and descendants, that's your Amud, your pillar. Then you have the people on the sides. So the siblings are on your sides. The grandfather is part of your Amud here. It's just part of your, so the grandfather, according to the Hanafis and those Hanbalis, will block the siblings. The Jumhur said no. We will not treat the grandfather like a father here. He will not block the siblings, because if this is the deceased, and this is the father, and this is the grandfather, okay, this is the deceased, this is the father, this is the grandfather, and basically this is, okay, so this is the deceased is coming from here, right? From his, you know, the deceased, this is the father of the deceased, the mother of the deceased. And who is this? The brother of the deceased. That's the full brother of the deceased, right? Or whatever, it doesn't have to be the full brother of the deceased, but anyway, it's coming from this man. So the sibling is connected to the deceased through the father. The grandfather is connected to the deceased through the father. There is only one connection between them and the deceased, and it is through the same person. The sibling is the child of this man, who is the father of the deceased. The grandfather is the father of this man, who is the father of the deceased. So now Zayd said, and the other Sahaba who took the position of Zayd, Abu Bakr was like, you know, Abu Bakr took the position that was later taken by Imam Abu Hanifa. The grandfather will block the siblings. But some of the Sahaba said, no, we're not going to let him block the siblings, and Zayd and Ali and so on. They said, we're not going to let him block the siblings because they're connected through this man, and this is the child of this man. This is the father of this man, and the father is not closer to the man than his child. A man's father is not closer to him than his child. Everything is about this man now, the father of the deceased. This is the deceased, this is the father of the deceased. This is the grandfather of the deceased, who is the father of the father. This is the sibling of the deceased, who is the child of the father. They said he is not closer to the connection. Who is the connection? The father of the deceased is the connection. They said he is not closer to the connection. The grandfather is not closer to the connection than the sibling, because he is the child of the connection, he is the father of the connection. So we will have to allow them to, but what they agreed on is what? They agreed on one thing. They agreed that the grandfather will have priority. He will be prioritized. That is why we will discuss the different scenarios. What are the scenarios of the grandfather? The same like the father, in the absence of the father. The same like the father, with what exceptions? He's blocked by the father. He does not reduce the mother. The mother shares like the father would. He does not. He's blocked by the father. And the siblings would inherit in his presence. How do the siblings inherit in his presence? We will discuss this. The Shaykh said, والجد كالأب في أحواله وله حال رابع وهي مع الإخوة والأخوات للأبوين أو للأب. والجد كالأب في أحواله وله حال رابع وهي مع الإخوة والأخوات للأبوين أو للأب. The grandfather is like the father is in all conditions, with the exceptions that we pointed out. But there is a fourth condition that applies to him when he inherits with only the full or half paternal male and female siblings. Then he gets the greater of. Only inherits, meaning there are no people with designated shares. We only have a grandfather with siblings. This is what we will discuss now. There are no people with designated shares. We're only having grandfather with siblings. فله الأحظ من مقاسمتهم كأخ أو ثلث جميع المال. Then he gets the greater of, sharing with them like one of them or taking 1/3 of the entire estate. Okay, so sharing with them or getting 1/3 of the entire estate. I have grandfather and I have 3 paternal siblings. 3 paternal siblings and a grandfather. It doesn't matter boys or girls? It matters boys or girls. Thank you. It does matter. Because let us say 3 paternal brothers. So I have a grandfather and 3 paternal brothers. What do they get? Quarter, 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 quarter. Wrong. Read this. What does it say? Read it in English.
Sharing with them like one of them. That's why I said quarter, 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 quarter. Over 1/3 of Jami'a al-Mal. Over 1.
Okay. So what does it say before that?
Sharing with them like one of them? Yeah.
No, what does it say before the 2 options?
He gets the greater of.
He gets the greater.
The greater of. So how do you give him a quarter?
He has to get the greater.
The greater of.
He gets more than that.
That is why I said he is prioritized. He will not, in the absence of people with designated shares, the grandfather will not get less than 1/3. Huh?
1/3.
1/3. In the absence of people with designated shares, the grandfather will not get less than 1/3. You can't squeeze him into a quarter. What if the grandfather, what if we had 2 paternal brothers? What does he get? Both cases are equal. To share with them will be equal to getting the 1/3, because to share with them, each one of them will get 1/3. Or he gets the 1/3, it's 1/3, it's equal in this case. Both are equal, he can choose. You want to get the 1/3 this way or the 1/3 that way. Okay, what if I have one paternal brother? What does the grandfather get? Half. Half. Because he has the greater of. Read it. Greater of.
That's why I said that he should get 2/3 and the brother should get 1/3.
No. Why? He has the greater of 1/3 or sharing with them like one of them. Like a brother. But not like a sister. Like a brother, not like a sister. He will share with them like one of them, or he will get 1/3 of the whole inheritance, whichever is greater. Whichever is greater. What if I have one paternal brother, one paternal sister, and a grandfather?
Why are we saying paternal here anyway?
It could be full. But I'm saying paternal because it's understood that full would certainly be applicable. I just wanted to make it clear that it is also paternal. The maternal will not inherit in the presence of male ancestors. Maternal is not with us. With us here is what? Full and paternal are with us. Okay. What if I have one paternal brother and one paternal sister? What does the grandfather get? Third. Wrong. We said the greater of. If he shared with them, she will get 1/5, he will get 2/5, and he will get 2/5. Is that true or not? If he shared with them, she is a paternal sister. She gets half of the brother. And I am counting the grandfather as a brother. So imagine 2 brothers and 1 sister. Each brother gets 2 out of 5, and the sister gets 1 out of 5.
But you said he should get 1/3 either way, minimum.
But the 2/5 is greater than 1/3. But isn't 1/3 is 2/6, right? 2/5 is greater than 2/6. Okay.
I'm thinking of the 5.
No, no, 2/5 is greater than 2/6. Okay. I told you guys, you go over math before. Okay. Now, this is in case there are no people with designated shares. What if we have people with designated shares? Okay, then here. فإن كان معهم ذو فرض أخذ فرضه ثم كان للجد الأحظ من المقاسمة أو ثلث الباقي أو سدس جميع المال. If there are other heirs with designated shares, they will take their shares, and then the grandfather will be entitled to the greater of, sharing with the siblings like one of them, taking 1/3 of the remaining estate after the subtraction of the designated shares, or taking 1/6 of the entire estate. So now there is a husband, and there is a grandfather, and there is 2 paternal or full, let's say full this time, 2 full brothers. 2 full brothers, grandfather and a husband. What does the husband get? 1/2. Okay, so if we say the grandfather gets 1/3, that's too much, right? So what we will say here is that the grandfather will get either the greater of, still the greater of 1/6 of everything, 1/3 of the remainder, or sharing with the brothers like one of them. In this case, 1/3 of the remainder is equal to 1/6 of the entire inheritance, because the husband got 1/2. So 1/3 of 1/2 is like 1/6 of all. Okay, in this particular case. But if this was a wife, it would have been a different story. 1/3 of the remainder will be greater than 1/6 of the entire estate. Right? Yes. Because if she is a wife, she's getting 1/4. What is the remainder? 3/4. What is 1/3 of 3/4? 1/4. 1/4 is greater than 1/6 or not? Yes, 1/4 is greater than 1/6. So then he will get what in this case? 1/3 of the remainder. 1/3 of the remainder will be better for him than 1/6 of the whole estate. The sharing will be dependent on what? The number of siblings here. So if I have let us say, so 2 full brothers, what would sharing be like here? 1/6. Huh? 1/6. It's still 1/6. This particular case, all of them are the same.
So they all
he gets 1/6 of the whole estate. It's the same like 1/3 of the remainder. It is the same like sharing with the brothers. You can play with it a little bit. If it is a wife here, then 1/3 will be greater. If it is a wife, 1/3 will be greater. What does that mean? 1/3 will be greater if I have two full brothers. But if I have one full brother, then the wife got 1/4, and I only have one full brother.
Then he gets 1/4 and
Is it not better for him to share with him? If he shared with him, they will be sharing 3/4, let us say multiply 6/8. So each one of them will get 3 out of 8, and the wife will get 2 out of 8. This is the wife, yes. The wife is getting 2 out of 8. Each one of them is getting 3 out of 8. 3 out of 8 is better than 1/3 or not? Because 1/3 would be 3 out of 9. 3 out of 8 is better than 3 out of 9. Okay, great. So he gets the greater of, 1/6 of the whole estate, 1/3 of remainder, or sharing with the brothers and sisters like one of them. But like a brother or a sister, like a brother. Okay. Then he said, okay, وَوَلَدُ الْأَبِ كَوَلَدِ الْأَبَوَيْنِ فِي هَذَا. This is a particular scenario now that is a little bit special. We will get into the special scenarios. al-Mu'adda, counting the paternal half-siblings before exclusion. وولد الأب كولد الأبوين في هذا إذا انفردوا فإن اجتمعوا عاد ولد الأبوين الجد بولد الأب ثم أخذوا ما حصل لهم إلا أن يكون ولد الأبوين أختا واحدة فتأخذ النصف وما فضل لولد الأب. Okay. Al-Mu'adda, which is counting the paternal half-siblings before exclusion. The full siblings in this regard are just like the paternal half-siblings. That is why I will using paternal siblings to tell you that the paternal siblings, when there are no full siblings, they're just like the full siblings, in the absence of full siblings. But what if we have both full and paternal? If there is, if there are more than one type, that is full and paternal, the full siblings will count the paternal half-siblings against the grandfather. And then they will take their share. However, if the only full sibling is one sister, she takes half, and the paternal half-sibling or siblings take the rest. Okay. So I have here a grandfather. I have here a grandfather, and I have full brother, and I have paternal brother. Grandfather, full brother, paternal brother. What does the grandfather get, the greater of? 1/3 of the whole estate, or sharing. Now, if I don't count this paternal brother, if I don't count it, what does the grandfather get? Half. Okay. So the grandfather will come to the full brother and say to him, this guy will not inherit in your presence. We divide it among ourselves. The grandfather will go to the full brother and say to him, the paternal brother does not inherit in your presence. We divide the estate among ourselves. Half and half. The full brother will say to him, no, he is my brother. He inherits in your presence. He will say to his grandfather, he inherits in your presence. So he will count him in the division pushing the grandfather to his 1/3. Okay. Then, after the grandfather gets the 1/3, the full brother will say to the paternal brother, you don't inherit in my presence. And he gets the 2/3.
Really?
Yes.
Is that legitimate?
That is, yeah, that's absolutely. Because didn't we say it's الجهة القرب القوة, direction, proximity, strength, and the full brother is stronger, or the paternal brother, the full brother is stronger, than the paternal brother. So he will tell him, no, we don't. It's not like we are, entitled to designated shares. We're inheriting as asabat. And if we're inheriting as asabat, you don't take anything in my presence. I take the remainder. So anyway, so that is al-Mu'adda. That is al-Mu'adda. There is one particular case in Mu'adda. Okay, so let us say that it was a grandfather and the full is not a full brother, it's a full sister. And let's say we have 3 paternal brothers. 3 paternal brothers. What does the full sister do here? She will say to the grandfather, these guys are my siblings. They are they inherit in your presence. So she will count them against the grandfather. So the grandfather then cannot say to her, I will inherit 2/3, you inherit, or you inherit half, I will inherit half. She will push him into his 1/3, because she will count those against him. And 1/3 is better for him, or sharing as a brother, 1/3 is better for him. So she will push him. And after she pushes him to the 1/3, she doesn't act like the full brother now and get the remainder and say to the paternal, no, she will get half, because what is her designated share if the deceased was kalala? Half. She doesn't get more than that. So she will get the half, and the 1/6 will be divided among all the 3 paternal brothers. The remainder, not the 1/6, but rather we should say the remainder, which is 1/6, will be divided among all the brothers. Rahim, you have a question?
A clarification. Did the scholars differentiate between with the paternal brother, whether it's co-wives or no?
No, there is no difference. The children that come from the children of the legitimate concubines, that's why concubines, the idea here is that even when you translate this, the translation itself does not make much sense, because these children are just as legitimate, like Ali Zain al-Abidin. His mother was a slave girl. She was, the daughter of Kisra. So she was basically giving to his father. So here is the idea. In general, concubines, the children of Hajar alayha salam, she was a concubine. Are we saying that Ismail is not a legitimate child? No, absolutely legitimate, full-blown legitimate. So Ismail would have inherited? Yes, absolutely. Otherwise, that's basically the premise that the covenant was given to Isaac. That is the premise that the Jews and Christians use to say that the covenant was passed on to Isaac, not to Ismail, because Ismail was the child of the concubine. Isaac was the child of the free woman. We're saying that it doesn't make any difference, Anyway, so no, the children of the concubines will just get, there is no distinction here. Okay, now, so that is, now if the next case here is al-Akdariya, and it is, we're saying here, in al-Akdariya, وَإِن لَمْ يَفْضُلْ عَنِ الْفَرْضِ إِلَّا السُّدُسِ أَخَذَهُ الْجَدُّ وَسَقَطَ الْإِخْوَةِ إِلَّا فِي الْأَكْدَرِيَّةِ. If there is nothing remaining after the designated shares are distributed except 1/6, the grandfather will take it and the siblings will be precluded. So the grandfather will never get less than 1/6 of the entire estate. Let us say here I have a husband who is getting what? What is this? Okay, so I have a husband, I have a grandfather, I have 3 full brothers, I have a mother. I have a mother, I have a husband, I have one full, wait a second. Yes, one full brother or one paternal or one full. Okay, so husband, grandfather, mother. Husband, grandfather, mother. What does the husband get? Half. Because of what? The absence of children. What does the mother get? 1/3. Because of the absence of children and multiplicity of siblings. What does the grandfather get? 1/6. He doesn't get any less than that. What does the full brother get? Nothing. There's no more left. You cannot give the grandfather less. He will get his 1/6 anyway. You can't give him less. And if there is nothing left for the brother, there is nothing left for the brother. Okay. إلا في الأكدرية. Except in al-Akdariya, it's called al-Akdariya. Akdariya means from qadar. Qadar, like, when the muddying problem. The muddy, it cause qadar, it cause impurity. Because it ruined the madhab of Zayd. It basically, it's like a weird exception in the madhab of Zayd that it ruined his madhab in everything related to the inheritance of the grandfather and the siblings. So إلا في الأكدرية وهي زوج وأم وأخت وجد فإن للزوج النصف وللأم الثلث وللجد السدس وللأخت النصف ثم يقسم نصف الأخت وسدس الجد بينهما على 3 فتصح من 27 ولا يعول من مسائل الجد سواها ولا يفرض لأخت مع جد في غيرها. Okay. If there is nothing remaining after the designated shares are distributed except 1/6, the grandfather will get the ones that will take it, and the siblings will be precluded, except in al-Akdariya, which consists of a husband, a mother, a grandfather, and a sister. Okay. The husband gets one. Okay, so we will explain it. We don't have to read it. But because I read everything, I should probably read it for the recording. The husband gets 1/2, the mother gets 1/3, the grandfather gets 1/6, and the sister gets 1/2. Then the sister is 1/2, and the grandfather's 1/6 are divided between them over 3 shares. So the problem will be resolved without fractions by making it 27 shares. None of the problems of the grandfather will be subject to awul proportionate reduction due to shortage except this. And in no other circumstances will a sister get a designated share in the presence of the grandfather. What does that mean? Okay, he's saying here, we said before, if this was a brother, and you have a husband, you have a mother, you have a grandfather, what did we say? The brother is out. If this is the brother is out because 1/2, 1/3, 1/6, what is left? Nothing. If this was a sister, she will not be out. Yeah. So the husband will get his 1/2, the mother will get her 1/3, the grandfather will get his 1/6, the sister will get 1/2.
1/2 of what?
1/2 of the whole estate.
So then the mother and the grandfather
she is acting like an ذو فرد or that فرد, entitled to the designated share. Her designated share is 1/2. So she gets in with her 1/2. Now, that's a problem, isn't it? Okay, where is the problem here? Okay, so let us say, okay, let us say 1/2, 1/3, 1/6, 1/2. Let's go up to 6. Then it's 3/6, 2/6, 1/6. This is 1/6, 1/6, and 1/2 is 3/6. So 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3 is what? 9/6. Okay, so you will give 9 shares. 9 shares. Now, 3. If you're given 9 shares, then this will get 3/9. This will get 2/9. The grandfather will get 1/9, and the sister will get 3/9. The grandfather and the sister together will be combined. So the grandfather and the sister is the one who got him the half. She got into this and she got 1/2. So now you combine them together and you say both are entitled to 4 9s. Both are entitled to 4 out of 9, 4 shares out of 9. Then the grandfather will tell her, she's coming and she's saying, I am entitled to half of the estate. And then the grandfather will tell her, but when you inherit with me, I inherit with you like a brother. So in this case, I take twice as much as you take. So the 4 shares out of 9 that we are getting together, let us divide them now. I take 2 shares, you take 1. Can you divide 4 by 3 so that she takes 1 and he takes 2? You can't. So what do you do in this case? Whenever you have a problem, you multiply the 4 by 3. So it will be 12, but you have to multiply the denominator as well. So the 9 times 3 will be 27. So you have 12/27. And you have to multiply all the denominators, because we said this will be 3/9. So the 3/9 now will be what? 9/27. This will be 2/9. Multiply by 3, 6/27. So the mother is getting 6 out of 27. The husband is getting 9 out of 27. And the daughter and the grandfather are getting 12 out of 27. Whenever we increase the denominator, it's called the awl. It's called proportionate reduction due to shortage. You know, there is more shares than the estate. So proportionate reduction due to shortage. In this case, the grandfather will tell her, now, I take 8 out of 27, you take 4 out of 27, because I'm inheriting like your brother. I am coming in here like your brother. So that will be it. That is called the Al-Akdariya. It's the muddying problem. It caused, a lot of exceptions.
So he ends up taking more than the mother?
Yes.
This is the grandfather, which is the father.
Yes, this is the father's father. Yeah, it's Amud al-Nasab. It's the sort of...
But is that what is invented at that time? He gets more than the mother?
Usually he will not get more. Here he got more because the sister enabled him. The sister got in, took half, and yes.
That's how his share got.
So now I will move to another special mas'ala, which is al-Kharqa. And al-Kharqa is Akdariya that did not get married. So al-Kharqa means the foolish. She is an Akdariya, but she didn't get married. So if she did not get married, there is no husband. And I'll read it for you. وإن لم يكن فيها زوج كان للأم الثلث والباقي بين الأخت والجد على ثلاثة وتسمى الخرقاء لكثرة اختلاف الصحابة فيها. If there were no husband, the mother would have taken 1/3 and the rest would have been divided over 3 between the sister and the grandfather. This problem is called al-Kharqa due to the many differing opinions of the companions concerning it. So, what is al-Akdariya? Al-Akdariya was a husband, a mother, a grandfather, and a sister. And in al-Akdariya, we eventually, made it out of 27, and you remember al-Akdariya. Okay, al-Akdariya without the husband is not there. What does the mother get? What does the mother get in the absence of children and multiplicity of siblings? 1/3. She gets her 1/3. Then the rest will be divided between the grandfather and the sister. The rest will be divided between the grandfather and the sister. 2-to-1. He is inheriting like a brother. 2-to-1. Now, there are 2 special ones that are remaining, and then I'll cover 2 more special ones, and then we'll be done. And then if you want to go over sort of exercises like resolving different cases, you could give me the cases and we could resolve them. Or if there is no time, people can leave whenever they want to leave. So the 2 cases that I have left, now we said al-Kharqa is Akdariya, but she didn't get married. Now the next one, which is Mukhtasarat Zayd, is Kharqa, but she has one paternal brother and 1 paternal sister. ولو كان معهم أخ وأخت لأب لصحت من 54 وتسمى مختصرة زايد. If there were a paternal half brother and a paternal half sister, then the problem could be resolved without fractions by making 54 shares. This is called مختصرة زايد. Let us finish the other one because it's similar. فإن كان معهم أخ آخر من أب صحت من 90 وتسمى تسعينية زايد. If they had another paternal half brother, it would be resolved by making the shares 90. This is called the تسعينية زايد or Zayd's 90. ولا خلاف في إسقاط الإخوة من الأم وبني الإخوة. There is no disagreement over blocking the maternal half siblings and the children of the siblings by the grandfather. So the grandfather will block all the children of the siblings and will block all the maternal half siblings. Only the people who will compete with him are the full and paternal siblings. Now, so Mukhtasarat Zayd, this is about math more than about anything else. And Tis'iniyat Zayd, both are about math. We said this is, al-Kharqa is just like al-Akdariya, husband, mother, grandfather, and sister, but she didn't get married, so the husband is not there. It's mother, grandfather, and sister. Now, in Mukhtasarat Zayd would be, the idea of Mukhtasarat Zayd is that the denominator will eventually have to be 54. Because in Mukhtasarat Zayd, we added 1 paternal brother and 1 paternal sister. We added 1 paternal brother and 1 paternal sister. All right? Okay. So, if we add 1 paternal brother and 1 paternal sister, what are we going to have here? What is the mother getting in this case? 1/6. Because of the multiplicity of siblings here. Okay. What does the grandfather get? The greater of 1/6 of the whole estate. 1/3 of the remainder, and share with them like a brother. So 1/3 of the remainder, sharing with them like a brother. What is 1/3 of the remainder? So the remainder The remainder here is going to be what? 5 over 6. How do you get 1/3 of 5 over 6? Multiply by 3, because you can't divide 5 by 3. So 18 over, 18 is the, huh? Because I am saying that he wants to get 1/3 of 5 shares. How do you get, you will end up with fractions. The mother took her 1/6 already. What I have left is 5/6. And I want 1/3 of the 5/6. How do you divide 5 by 3? You can't divide 5 by 3 without fractions. We don't want fractions. Multiply by 3, then it's 15 shares out of 18. That is the remainder. What does he get? 15 out of 18? 5 out of 18. He gets 1/3. 1/3 is like sharing with them, because we have two sisters here and one brother. So 2 sisters and 1 brother. 2 sisters, each one will get 1, 2, and the brother gets 2, and the grandfather gets 2. So it is the same. 1/3 is like sharing with them. Okay. So what is then? How do they then divide this among themselves? The sister, paternal brother, and paternal sister. What is left for them? He got 5 out of 18. The mother got what? 3 out of 18. Right? So 8 out of 18.
You get 10 out of 18. The remainder is 10 out of 18. The 3 of them get 10 out of 18. That's whatever is left.
That is whatever is left. 5 out of 18, 3 out of 18, 10 out of 18. How do you divide, how do we have now a sister, a paternal brother, and a paternal sister. Okay, so what does the sister get, the full sister get here? 5 out of 18, because you'll have to get her half. Right? She will have to get her half. That is 5 out of 18. The paternal siblings don't compete with her. They take the rest. They don't compete with her. She will get her half first, because she is a full sister. She is stronger. So you have the 3 paternal, you have the paternal brother and paternal sister. What is left for them? 5 over 18, 5 shares out of 18. What does the brother get and the sister? The brother gets 2 shares, the sister gets 1 share. So then you divide 5 by 3. Can you divide 5 by 3? You cannot. That's the crux of the whole thing. You will just multiply 18 by 3, it becomes 54. And then this becomes 15. So the paternal brother will get 10 out of 54. The paternal sister will get 5 out of 54. And the full sister will get 5. You multiply the 18 by 3, 54. She will get 15 out of 54. The grandfather, who was going to get 5 out of 18, will get what? Multiply 5 by 3, 15 out of 54. She was going to get 3 out of 18, multiply by 3, 54, 3, 9 out of 54. So 9 plus 15 is 24, plus 15, 9 plus 15 is 24, plus 15 is 39, plus 10, 49, plus 5 is 54. No, now the case is, so what if instead of, and this is all math, what if instead of 1 paternal sibling, there was actually 2 paternal one paternal brother, there were 2 paternal brothers. 2 paternal brothers. So,
Well,
You take 518 and multiply by
2, 2, and 1. Yeah, it'll be
no,
2 and 1.
hmm?
It'll be 2 and 1. You're not going to the 4.
No, wait a second.
Yeah.
No.
Is it 518 divided by 3 people?
No.
So it'll be 2, 2, and 1. 218, 218, and 118.
no, you will have to change. If you have one paternal brother, then another paternal brother, then you will squeeze the grandfather.
What's the difference?
The grandfather here will be squeezed. If I have this, what does the mother get? 2 paternal brothers. What does the mother get? 1/6. What does the grandfather get? The greater of 1/3, or sharing with them. He will still get 1/3, right? He will get 1/3 of the remainder. So let's make it 18. And the mother is getting 3/18. And the grandfather is getting, wait a second. The grandfather is getting 1/3 of the remainder,
Which is 518.
which was 5/18. The sister here, paternal brother, 2 paternal brothers, and so the sister here will be getting what? Half?
9 by 18.
No, she's getting,
No, half of
No.
half of
What
10
is
over
the
18.
grandfather getting?
5/36.
What's the grandfather getting?
5 by 18.
the grandfather is getting 5/18.
Which is 1/3?
1/3.
Yes, 1/3 of the remainder. Okay, so what do we have left?
Sheikh, you're gonna make the remainder 36 in order.
9/18.
No.
For whom? For the sister?
Yes,
The rest is 10/18. Sheikh,
It says
for-
half
for
of the
three of
entire
them.
estate. It says half of the
So
entire
there's
estate.
nothing for
Yes.
the
So it's not
other
about-
brothers and sisters. They get nothing.
Yeah, it's just-
you will get, no, wait a second. We actually, okay. She will get half of the entire estate. And then, what did we say about Mukhtasarat Zaid? We made a mistake in the last one.
We made it
518.
half of the remainder.
We gave her 518, the same as the grandfather. We did it
Yeah,
correctly.
we made a mistake. Let's go back to Mukhtasarat Zaid.
She get half of the entire thing.
Okay, this is one brother here. Okay, sorry. Mukhtasarat Zaid. The mother got 1/6. The grandfather got what?
5/18.
Wait a second. The grandfather is getting, what is left, 5/6. Let's do the 18 first. So the mother is getting 3/18. The grandfather is getting 5/18. The sister, what did we give her last time?
5/18. Like the grandfather, because it was half of the remainder.
That's what-
No, yeah.
Yeah, we
She
made
gets
a
half
mistake.
of the entire thing.
Yeah, she gets 9/18.
That's what we made. the mistake.
But this way she's gonna squeeze the grandfather,
She should.
because the him get 1/3 of the remainder, right?
That is what we are saying, that she does squeeze the grandfather.
Then he's not 5/18 now, he's less.
No, he is getting 1/3 of the remainder, which is 5/18. She's getting 9/18. He's getting 5/18. And we have 3/18 for the mother. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 9 is 17. So the paternal brother and the paternal sister are getting 1 over 18. And, I'm sorry, the last one was, just completely remove whatever I said, the last one. So the 1 over 18 here will have to be divided by 3 because I have 1 paternal brother and 1 paternal sister. Is that correct or not? So in order for you to divide this by 18, you multiply the 18, it will be 54, and then 3, the brother will get 2 over 54, the paternal brother will get 2 over 54, the paternal sister will get 1 over 54, and then I have this sister here is getting 27 over 54, this grandfather here is getting what? 15 over 54, and this mother is getting what? 9 over 54. That is Mukhtasarat Zaid, sorry. Okay, now in order for you to make this Tisainiyat Zaid or the Zaid's 90, then keep everything. Keep the mother at, so the 1 over 18 here, yeah. So this is what? This is 5 over 18, this is 3 over 18. Keep everything like it is. But add 1 paternal brother. So I have 1 paternal brother and 1 paternal sister. They all get 1 out of 18. 2 paternal brothers and 1 paternal sister, that is 5 shares. 2 for each brother and 1 for the sister. 5 shares. I want to divide the 1 by 5. I'll get fractions. Multiply the 18 by 5. And instead of multiplying the 18 by 3 where you got the 54, you multiplied the 18 by 5, you get 90. 90. Okay, so each paternal brother will get 2 out of 90. Each paternal sister will get 1 out of 90. I have 2 paternal brothers. Each one of them is getting 2 out of 90. And then okay, so the 9 over 18 now, multiply by 5, it will be 545 over 90. 5 over 18, multiply the 5, it will be 25 over 90. 3 over 18, it will be 3 times 5 is 15. 15 and 25 is 40. 40 and 45 is 85. 85 and 2 is 87. 2, 89, because 2 brothers here, 2 and 2. 87, 89, and the paternal sister will get 1. That's 90 out of 90. So that is Mukhtasarat Zaid, and that is Tisainiyat Zaid.
Question. The grandfather, why he got 518? Why did the grandfather get 5 over 18?
The grandfather got 5 over 18 because he gets 1/3 of the remainder.
But the remainder after the mother and the sister, not after the mother only.
No, not after the mother and the sister. That's the idea here.
Then she doesn't.
After the mother only. After the person with designated share only, which is the mother. And then we figure the problem between him and the sister afterwards.
Then the sister, why she's getting half of the entire thing?
Well,
Because
that is why we said in the beginning, al-Akdariya is the muddying problem, because after you do this, the sister will come in and say, I'm entitled to half of everything. Didn't we say this when we had the husband, when we had the Akdariya, which is the husband and the mother and the sister and the grandfather? Didn't we have this problem? The Akdariya, after the sister said, I am entitled to everything, the grandfather came and fought with her and took 2/3 and gave her 1/3 of the remaining. Here, he cannot do this because she has siblings. And she's counting the siblings against him. What? She's counting the siblings against him. But she is saying to the siblings, I am stronger because I am a full sister. Not closer, stronger. Because, siblings are all as close as each other, but in terms of strength, so jiha, qurb, quwwa, which is direction, proximity, and strength. Just try to, for a little exercise. Give me like a case so that we could resolve it together. Muhammad. What is it?
A man died, survived by his wife, 5 daughters, 1 son, 2 full brothers.
Okay, so survivors, tell me, 1 daughter,
5 daughters,
5 daughters,
1 son,
1 son,
a
wife,
2 full brothers, and 1 full sister.
2 full brothers, and 1 full sister. Once you say son, you're removing them. You're removing the brothers and sisters. So you'll make it a very simple case then. So, and once you say son, the daughters do not inherit designated shares. They'll inherit. So what does the wife get in the presence of children? 1/8. And the rest will be divided between the 5 daughters and the 1 son. The rest will be divided, the 7/8 will be divided between the 5 daughters. 5 daughters will get each 5, and the son will get 2. So you will need to divide it by 7. So 7/8, that's 7. The son will get 2/8, and each one of the daughters will get 1/8. Because that's the easiest one here. Okay, another one.
I have a question. If we go to the mother's side, the same exact thing like the father's side, because everything else applies. Meaning, you see like where you put the diagram that the father is the link. If the mother is the link, that does not change anything, right or wrong?
If the father is the link,
The mother is the link now. So I have grandfather from the mother's side and siblings from the mother's side. Everything we say still hold that.
no. The grandfather from the mother's side does not inherit, and the siblings from the mother's side, they inherit 1/6 in the absence of any male ancestors and any male children. They inherit 1/6 for 1. No, it's not the same. Yeah. Any case that you remember from your family or something? To do a little bit of training? Yes.
So, 3 sons.
3 sons. You guys, if once you get sons in the case, you simplified it. Do you have any once you get sons in the case, because the sons will block everybody there. So, okay, give me this. 3 sons.
3 sons, 1 daughter.
1 daughter.
Husband and 2 parents.
Husband and 2 parents. Mother and father.
And
The first.
siblings as well, but I'm sure you said they're blocked, right?
Well, siblings, once you have sons, then there is no use mentioning the siblings. So how do you start resolving any such case? The husband will get what? 1/4. Why is he given 1/4? Because of the presence of children. And what does the mother get? You will not talk about the kids, because the kids will inherit the remainder. So what does the mother get? 1/6 because of what? Because of the presence of children. And what does the father get? 1/6 also because of the presence of what? Male children. Because if there is female children, he gets 1/6 and remainder. But because of the presence of male children, he's given only 1/6. And so in this case, where do you want to go? If there is 6, you go to 12. So 2/12, 2/12, and 3/12. What is the remainder? 2, 2, 4, 3, 5. 5, the 12 minus 5 is 7 over 12 between the 3 sons and the 1 daughter.
2 says 7.
2 over 12, 2 over 12, 7, 2, 2, 4, 3, 7, oh. You guys made it difficult. 5 over 12. 3 sons and 1 daughter, they are getting 5 shares. Can you divide 5 by 7? You can't divide 5 by 7. Just multiply the 5 by 7, 35. Multiply this by 7. What is 12 by 7? Huh? 84. So multiply 3 by 7, be 21 over 84. Multiply 2 by 7 will be 14 over 84. 14 over 84. And then 35. The 35 will be divided by 7. So each son will get 10 out of 84, and the daughter will get 5 out of 84. Another one, no sons, because it would be redundant if we mention sons. Yes?
Son's daughter.
Okay, so son's daughter. Mother. Wife, okay. Well, so what do you think? Where do we start?
How many daughters? How many sons?
Huh? Start with the wife. We have son's daughter, 1 son's daughter? Okay, 1 son's daughter, mother and wife. Start with the wife. What does the wife get? 1/8, because there is a son's daughter, inheriting offspring. What does the mother get? 1/6, because of there is inheriting offspring. What does the son's daughter get? 1/2.
Also, they dealt with her with his own.
Huh?
They dealt with the son's daughter that is his own.
That is why we always said inheriting offspring. Is she inheriting offspring? In the absence of inheriting offspring, the mother will get 1/3. In the presence of inheriting offspring, the mother will get 1/6. Okay, so what do we do with this case? Huh? Redistribution. Oh, great, thank you. Why? Because we have here extra. So redistribute among whom? But this is 8, so it will go to 24. Once you see 8, go to 24. So this will be 3 or 24, 24, 4, and then 24, 12 over 24. 12 over 24. So I gave the wife does not come back with us in the redistribution, nor the husband. So she will get the 3 over 24. Now, and then I will have 12 and 4. This redistribution is easy. She's getting 12 over 24. She's getting 4 over 24. What is 12 plus 4? 16. Simply make the denominator 16, and the mother will get 4 out of 16, and the son's daughter will get 12 out of 16. Easy?
So the mothers and the father will always be part of the distribution, but not the husband and wife.
Redistribution? Yes, redistribution does not include the spouses, but it includes everything else who's given a designated share except the spouses. In the absence of what? We're presuming here what? We're presuming no asaba. There will never be this redistribution if there is any asaba. There is no male relative whatsoever here that is coming, that is connected, sort of paternal male relative. Paternal male relative. Okay, that is like uncle's a brother, that is like a nephew, that is like great uncle's uncle's sons, great uncle's sons, and so on. Okay, one more. Yes, Ibrahim.
2 parents.
2 parents. So mother,
Brother,
father. One brother?
One brother, 2 sisters.
Okay. Once you say father, you don't need to mention siblings, because the siblings will never inherit with the father. So in this case, how do you divide this? وَوَرِثَهُ أَبَوَاهُ فَلِأُمِّهِ الثُّلُث. She will get 1/3, right? What does the father? How does the father inherit in the absence of children? Rest, remainder. Yes, remainder. Okay, one more.
Say when do like the two relatives inherit?
Huh?
Other kin, when do they inherit? Or do they don't?
Other kin?
Yeah, like
Other kin would inherit only if there is no heirs that will get,
no heirs.
no heirs. Then other kin, Dhawul Arham, would inherit if there is no heirs, designated or asabat, or residuary heirs. Yes?
So you have a person dies, a daughter,
Daughter,
a son's
son's
daughter,
daughter,
grandfather,
grandfather,
one maternal brother,
one maternal brother,
and a mother.
and a mother. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to do what? To see who does not inherit. The maternal brother will not inherit. He does not inherit in the presence of inheriting offspring, and he does not inherit in the presence of male ancestors. Okay, so where are you going to start here? Start wherever you want. There are no spouses. So start wherever you want. Give the designated shares first, because the Prophet ﷺ said, الحق الفرائض بأهلها فما بقي فلأول رجل ذكر. Give the designated shares first. The grandfather in the presence of female offspring. What does the grandfather get in the presence of female offspring? 1/6 plus the remainder. Plus remainder. Okay. Now, what does the mother get in the presence of female, in the presence of offspring, any offspring? She gets 1/6. Okay. What does the daughter get? 1/2. Son's daughter. What does she get in the presence of a daughter who took the 1/2? 1/6. So what do I have now? 1/2, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6. Done. Is there a remainder? No. What did the grandfather get? Only his 1/6. Another one. Yes. Then we will have to keep, we will come to Mirath al-Haml. It is a chapter by itself. But we will have to keep, we'll have to presume we have twins, and we will have to keep, the greater share of two female fetuses or 2 male fetuses, whichever is greater, because the female could be greater. If you have 2 daughters, if you have 2 sons, or 2 daughters, the 2 daughters could have greater than the 2 sons. How come? Because they will take 2/3, and it's not residual, but the sons can take less than the 2/3 if the remainder of the inheritance is less than 2/3. Okay, so but that is a chapter by itself. Quickly, another case. Yes?
Grandfather, grandmother from the mother's side, and daughter from the mother's side. Sister from the mother's side.
Grandfather?
Yeah, like father of the mother.
Oh, he's not with us, Aslan. That is why the first thing. That is why, yes, because you are not here. You're delinquent. No. They said that the grandfather that inherits is only al-Jadd al-Sahih.
From the father's side, not from the mother's side.
The al-Jadd al-Sahih is the paternal grandfather, not the maternal grandfather. So, okay, so you said grandfather from the mother's side?
Yeah.
Is not inheriting. Who else?
Okay, the rest is gonna inherit the rest, so it's gonna be very simple. Don't
Okay.
What about the grandfather from the fathers and the mothers? No, then he has a grandmother
Okay, grandmother.
and a mother.
So you have a grandmother and a mother.
Yeah.
Don't mention the grandmother in this case because the grandmother does not inherit in the presence of a mother. So you only have a mother. What else do you have?
Grandfather.
Grandfather.
Full siblings.
How many siblings?
No, full doesn't matter. The father will. Let's say
No, this is a grandfather. This is not a father.
two brothers.
Two brothers. What else?
What else?
What about his wife or wife? A pregnant wife, is it like?
Well, we said that this chapter by itself. We will keep for the fetuses the greater share. We will presume that they are either two boys or two girls, or whichever is greater. We will keep that for them. Okay, so this is the end of it? Well, the end of it, okay. So what does the mother get in the presence of multiplicity of siblings? 1/6. What does the grandfather get here? We have someone with a designated share. So what is he entitled to? The greater of what? 1/6 of the whole thing, 1/3 of the remainder, and dividing it with the brothers among themselves. In this case, 1/6 of the whole thing is better, or 1/3 of the remainder. 1/3 of the remainder is better. 1/6 of the whole thing will be equal to 1/3 of the remainder, in which case, if I have someone who took half of the estate, then 1/3 of the half is like 1/6 of the whole. If I have anyone who took less than 1/2 of the estate, then the grandfather will always have 1/3 of the remainder will always be better than 1/6 of the whole estate. What remains to be figured out is 1/3 of the remainder is better for him, or sharing with everybody else. In this case, 1/3 of the remainder is better than him, or sharing. They're the same because there are two brothers. But if this was one brother and one sister, what is better for him? Sharing, because he will get 2/5, and the brother will get 2/5, and the sister will get 1/5. Okay, one more.
We have two sisters, two brothers, and the grandfather and the mother.
Two sisters? What else?
Two brothers,
Two brothers.
grandfather.
And I am doing this so that you can see that you are able to resolve it. Two sisters, two brothers?
And a mother and a grandfather.
Mother and a grandfather.
She gets 1/6 month.
The mother will get?
1/6.
Okay. So do I have a spouse here to start with? No, I don't have a spouse to start with.
They could have.
No, that's fine. You do. But the mother will get what?
1/6.
1/6. And so the grandfather has, okay, so the grandfather, this is close to the same as the last one. You know, the grandfather gets what? 1/6 of the whole thing, 1/3, you know, forget about the 1/6 of the whole thing, because he will not like this unless someone took half or more. But if the people with designated shares took less than half, forget about the 1/6 of the whole thing. 1/3 of the remainder, or sharing with them. Here, 1/3 of the remainder will be better for him, or sharing with them 1/3 of the remainder, because there are too many. Once there are too many siblings, he doesn't want to share with them. So, you know, 1/3 of the remainder and the whole thing will be better for, sharing with them will be better for him only if we have one brother, or 2 or 3 sisters or less, or one brother, or one brother and one sister. Once you have 2 brothers, or 4 sisters, or 2 brothers and 2 sisters, or 1 brother and 2 sisters, 1 brother and 2 sisters, you know, you get it, you know. So anyway, so here in this case, he will get 1/3. of the remainder. That is 1/3 of 5/6. And so this will go to 18. So he's getting 1/3 of 5/6. The remainder after this, she gets 3 of 18. He will get 5 of 18 because the remainder is 15. Because the mom took 1/6, which is 3 over 18. So he got 5 over 18. She got 3 over 18. That is 8 over 18. Now, this multiplicity of, they'll inherit together now, 2 sisters and 2 brothers. What is left for them? 10 out of 18. 10 out of 18. How many do we have? 2 sisters and 2 brothers. Each brother gets 2 shares. Each sister gets 1 share. We want how many shares? We want 6. Divide 10 by 6. It doesn't get divided by 6. So multiply 18 by 6 is what? 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 8 is what? 48. So 106?
108.
108? Okay. So multiply 10 by 6, it will be 60, right? So each brother will get, we have 6 shares, we will,
20 over 108 for each brother. Each sister is 10 by 100.
Exactly. 20 over 108 for each brother, and each sister will get 10 over 108. Okay. When we make it 108, then we'll have to divide. So we multiply this 108, 108. We multiplied 18 by what to get to 108? By 6, right? So multiply the 3 by 6, then 18 over 108. Multiply the 5 by 6, then 30 over 108. So 30 and 18 is 48. 48 and 10, 48 and 10, 58. 68. 68 and 20, 88. 88 and 20, 108. So we have no fractions. Okay. Another one. Anyone can leave at any time, but I'm just, another one. Yes? One daughter. One mother. 4 sisters. And what? 5 brothers. You made it easy now because 5 brothers. Okay, what else? Okay, that's it? 1 daughter, 1 mother, 4 sisters, 5 brothers. What does the mother get in the presence of children? 1/6. What does the daughter get in the absence of other, she has no sisters or brothers? She gets 1/2. Okay. Now, the sisters and the brothers, what is left for them? 1/3. 1/3. They divide this 1/3 among themselves. We have 4 and 5. The 4 sisters will get 4. The 5 brothers will get 10 shares, So you want 14 shares. Simply, so let's say that they're getting 2 out of 6. She's getting 1 out of 6. She's getting 3 out of 6. Multiply the 6 by what? 14. What is 6 by 14? 60 and 84, right? Multiply the 2 by 14. 28. 28. We said they are getting 28 out of 14. So each brother will get, they're both getting 14. Okay, so each brother gets 4, and each sister gets 2 out of 84. Okay? Each brother, each sister. The mother is getting 1/6. We multiplied 6 by 14, so she's getting 14 out of 84. Multiply the 3 by 14. So this is getting what? 3 by 14 is 30 and 42? 42. Yeah, so it's half. It's 1/6. And then all of this is just to avoid fractions. Okay, what if you did not have brothers here?
What if they were maternal brothers and sisters? They can have each one their equal share?
Okay, so what if it is maternal brothers and sisters? Okay. All right. The maternal brothers and sisters. But let me first remove this and then add the maternal. So if I removed the brothers, how are we gonna divide this? What is the mother getting in the presence of 4 sisters and daughter? The same thing, 6. What is the daughter getting? The same thing, half. What are the sisters getting? The rest. How come we did not ask about uncles or other asabat? Because in the presence of daughters, the sisters act like asaba. The sister becomes like a full brother in the presence of daughter, and she gets the remainder. Okay, so you want to add now maternal siblings. Where do you want to add the maternal siblings? Like, you want to keep this, or you want to devise another one? There is a...
Sisters, maternal sisters. Just make them maternal.
Okay, guys, let me tell you one case that is also special. It's called al-Mushtaraka or al-Musharrika or al-Musharraka or al-Himariya or al-Hajariya. So it is, but we Hanbalis don't really care about it because they're, but let me tell you this. So what if I have a husband and I have a mother and I have 2 maternal siblings and I have 2 full siblings. 2 full siblings, 2 maternal siblings, a mother and a husband. What is the husband getting? 1/2. What is the mother getting? 1/6. What are the maternal siblings, the 2 maternal siblings getting? They have a designated share. What are they getting? The maternal siblings.
Oh, they're going to share the rest equally, right?
Maternal siblings, 1/3, because 1/6 if it's 1 maternal sibling. More than 2 or more maternal siblings are getting 1/3. They got 1/3. What is happening here? What is happening here? The maternal siblings got 1/3. The full siblings walked out without nothing. The Hanbalis will say, yes, that is what that's what it is. Just take it or leave it. And then, okay, but I think it's the Malikis and Shafi'is who will say, no, that's not going to work. Umar ibn al-Khattab twice had a case like this. One time he said, we will do it, well, that's what it is. That's what the Quran says. The maternal siblings have designated shares. These full siblings, they don't get designated shares, they get the remainder. So that's it. Then they said to Umar radiallahu anhu, the full siblings. The full siblings are saying that this deceased, the mother of the deceased is our mother. And the father of the deceased is our father. The difference between us and the maternal siblings is that for the maternal siblings, the mother of the deceased is their mother just like she is ours. But the father is a different father. هَبْ أَنَّ أَبَانَ كَانَ حِمَارًا. Suppose that our father was a donkey. هَبْ أَنَّ أَبَانَ كَانَ حَجَرًا أُلْقِيَ فِي الْيَمِّ. Suppose that our father was like a rock, and someone threw it in the ocean. Just disregard the fact that we share the same father. Disregard that fact. Consider our father to have been nothing, a srak or a donkey or something. At least we should take like them. Okay, so one time Omar said no, and one time Omar said, okay, I will make you share with them. How do they share with them? The maternal siblings get equal shares, males and females. If the full siblings come in with them, everybody, whether male or female, everybody will get one share. Because here they are inheriting through their mother only. Because we consider them to be maternal siblings even though they are full siblings, but being full siblings hurt them, did not benefit them. So we were considering the father to be non-existent. And we were giving them through their mother. And if they're giving them through their mother, each one will get one share, regardless of their sex. Okay, and that is not the Hanbali position. Because the Hanbali position will give the 1/3 to the maternal siblings and will have them full siblings walk out with nothing. Yes?
But you were saying about like the proximity and the strength, and the first one is
The direction, proximity, strength. Jiha, qurb, and the quwwa.
So the full siblings are closer because they have from both sides.
Okay, they are closer, but do they have designated shares in the Quran? They don't. They get the remainder. So they get only the remainder. In some scenarios, they will get part of the inheritance and the maternal siblings will get nothing. The maternal siblings will only get something if there are no siblings. If I have a daughter, if I add a daughter here, and okay, so I added a daughter, I removed the husband, added a daughter. What does the mother get? 1/6. What does the daughter get? 1/2. What do the maternal siblings get? Nothing. They don't get anything in the presence of a daughter. What do the full siblings get? After the 1/2 that will go to the daughter and the 1/6 that will go to the mother, they will get the rest. They will get the rest. They are stronger, but they don't have a designated share. So if there is no remainder, they'll be stuck. The maternal siblings, if they will inherit, because there is no one to block them from inheritance, and that's male ancestors and children, they will have the designated share. So it's not about the remainder. Yes.
There's still zero.
Hmm?
There's still zero here.
Maternal siblings in this scenario?
No, the full siblings.
How come 0? The mother got 1/6, the daughter got 1/2.
And then you have the maternal siblings.
No, the maternal siblings are not getting anything because of the daughter that is present. The maternal siblings do not get anything in the presence of inheriting offspring or male ancestors. Yes.
Another scenario.
Another scenario. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
One daughter.
One daughter.
One father. Mother's mother and mother's father.
One father, mother's mother.
And mother's father. But I think we said the mother's father doesn't.
Mother's mother, so you're meaning maternal grandmother.
Yeah.
Mother's father?
Yes.
The mother's father is not with us because the maternal grandfather is not with us.
Two full brothers.
Two full brothers.
One full sister.
One full sister.
One paternal sister.
One paternal sister. Okay, so who's going to divide this?
I'm sorry, one wife.
One wife? Okay, one wife. That's not bad. So who's going to divide this? Okay, the wife. What does she get? 1/8. Why? Because we have children. We have a daughter here. Okay, what does the daughter get? 1/2. What does the father get in the presence of female offspring? 1/6 plus the remainder, if he will have any remainder. But at least he will get 1/6. We have a maternal grandmother. What does the maternal grandmother get in the absence of a mother? 1/6. Okay. What do the full siblings? You have 2 full brothers and 2 full sisters and paternal sister. Paternal sister is out. You know, if you have full, except if you have like a full sister and then the paternal sister will get the 1/6, or you have a full sister and then you have paternal brothers and sisters and there is a remainder, they'll get the remainder. But now you have a full brother. In the presence of a full brother, the paternal brother will be out. Okay, so.
The father is there, so they should get nothing.
Oh, I have a father.
Yes, they should.
Okay, so forget about it. But if this was not a father, if there was no father here, I would have said they will get the remainder. If there was no father. But since there is a father, then the whole thing is moot. Okay, so I have a wife, I have a daughter, I have a father, I have a maternal grandmother. And that, so 1/6, 1/6, 1/2, and 1/8. Does the father get anything left? Yes, he would get something. Because 1/2, what is 1/8 is less or 1/6? Once you have 8, go to 24. So 1/8 is 3/24. 1/2 is 12/24. 1/6 is what? Is 4/24. So, and the father, he is also given 1/6, which is another 4/24. So 4 and 4 is 8, and 12 is what? 20. Plus 3 is what? 23. I have one out of 24 shares is left. Who gets it? The father. Because the father here gets 1/6 plus the remainder in the presence of female offspring.
So it doesn't go for redistribution.
No. Once redistribution only applies if you don't have asaba. If you have asaba, residuary heir, they get the remainder. There is no point in redistribution when you have someone who gets the remainder.
But he's inherited
Huh?
though. But he has a designated inheritance. I mean, the father has a designated inheritance.
But he has designated plus the remainder. He is a asaba. Plus the remainder as a asaba. So, yes. Okay. And then we will just cancel the questions and answers. Just give me one or two more cases.
So
Okay.
In that one, what if you had the mother or the father, so the paternal grandmother also? Did she just get 1/6, or does she not?
Give me a case.
One wife,
One wife,
one daughter,
one daughter,
one husband.
one husband. How can we have
One father.
one father,
One maternal grandmother, and
one maternal grandmother,
a paternal grandmother.
one paternal grandmother? Okay, so one maternal grandmother and one paternal grandmother, they are of the same generation, correct? The paternal grandmother inherits in the presence of the father?
No.
Yes, she does in the Hanbali madhab. So they will both inherit 1/6, right? They will share this. They'll share the 1/6. What does the one father get? What do we have here? We have a daughter. So the father gets 1/6 plus the remainder, right? In the presence of female offspring, 1/6 plus remainder. Okay. What does the daughter get? 1/2. What does the wife get? 1/8. Huh? Okay. So if you had 2 daughters, they would have gotten 2/3, okay? And 2/3 for the 2 daughters. The wife is getting 1/8. The grandmothers are getting 1/6. The father is getting 1/6 plus the remainder. Will he have a remainder? No, he will not.
In this case,
Actually, in this case, there would be awla, there would be proportionate reduction. Right? So the denominator will have to go up. So let us say 1/8 is what? Once you see 8 go to 24. 1/8 is 3 over 24. 2/3 is what? 2/3 of 24 is what? 16 over 24. 1/6 is what? 4 over 24. 1/6 is what? 4 over 24. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 16 is 24. Plus 3 is 27. So that's proportionate reduction. Make the denominator 27. In this case, the grandmothers will get 4 out of 27. The father will get 4 out of 27. The daughters will get, the 2 daughters will get 16 out of 27. The wife will get 3 out of 27. Proportionate reduction. Yes, one more, quickly. Yes?
Grandmother, uncle, and a nephew.
Grandmother, uncle, and a nephew. Grandmother, uncle, and a nephew. What do you mean by nephew?
Son of my brother.
Brother's son. Brother's son. And this, and the grandmother, right? In this case, we have two different types of inheritance. We have designated share, and we have asabat. We did not discuss the asabat yet. We did not discuss the asabat yet. But what does the grandmother get? 1/6. She never gets anything other than 1/6. If there is no mother, the grandmother will only get 1/6. And if there are many grandmothers, they'll all share the 1/6. That's it for them. So here you have when you don't have designated shares, you know, that person gets, the residuary heirs will get all and block everything farther from them. And it is like we said, al-jiha, the direction, al-qurb, proximity, al-quwwa, strength. Quwwa means full or half, paternal, etc. So al-jiha is direction. Who is closer? Who is closer in direction? The brother's son. Because we said we go up to the father, and then, you know, so we're going down to the children, we're going up to the father, and then we're going from the father to the siblings, and all the way down, and then we go to the keep in mind, we're going to the father, and then the grandfather, and then the grandfather, and then the grandfather. So, male ancestors. After the male offspring, male ancestors. And then once we leave Amud al-Nasab, once we leave the pillar of your lineage and we go out, we're going out first through your father. This is connected to the deceased through the deceased's father or grandfather, father. This is connected to the deceased through his father or grandfather, grandfather. Farther away, does not get anything. Does not get anything. Everything else will go to the brother's son. He will get 5/6. Yes?
I have a scenario.
Yeah, give it to me quickly.
If mom and dad passed away, and they have 2 sons, 4 daughters.
2 sons. Oh, 2 sons is going to make it easy. 4 daughters. Okay, what else do they have?
The only thing, do the brothers and the sisters of the parents, do they count in this scenario? Or
No.
Okay.
The brothers, once you have a son, no one will inherit as a residuary heir in the presence of a son or in the presence of any male descendants. No one will inherit as a residuary heir but them. If you're not entitled to designated shares, you're out. If you're not entitled to designated shares, you're out. That is why we said that the father, although the father is a residuary heir, is a strong residuary heir, but we said in the presence of male descendants, we're giving the father 1/6. Why? Because at least he gets that. because the children will block everybody from being a residuary heir, including the father. The children will block everybody from inheriting as a residuary heir, including the father. Yet, the father in this case has a designated share, so he will get his 1/6. Yes?
What they're asking is how to distribute.
Oh, you're getting this on the phone?
Yeah,
Oh.
in terms of like jewelry, watches, like if their inheritance mostly like jewelry and things, and like watches and things. Now, how do they?
Everything will have to be valued.
Okay.
Everything will have to be valued, and you inventory the whole estate, and then you will make the division. Two for the son, one for the daughter.
Does the cost of the appraisal come from the estate itself?
There is someone who will be designated by the judiciary to make the division and to do the valuation and the division and so on. That is called the divider, the distributor of the estate.
They get paid from the estate.
But give me cases. Yes, sister. No children. Oh, okay, go ahead. 4 sisters. 5 brothers. 5 nephews. Once you say 5 brothers, forget about the nephews. The nephews are not with us when yeah. Okay, what else? He was only survived by 4 sisters and 5 brothers? Well, you want to put the grandfather to complicate the matter. Okay, that's good. So, okay, in your case, you actually have a particular scenario. So let's just, yeah. In your case, just 4 sisters and 5 brothers? That's it? No spouses, no children, no parents, no grandparents? Forgive her? How do you forgive the mother? You do not want to, okay. So in this case, they will get everything and divide it among themselves. 2 shares for the brother, 1 share for the sister. فإن كانوا إخوة رجالا ونساء فللذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين يبين الله لكم أن تضلوا والله بكل شيء عليم. The last verse in Surah An-Nisa. Yeah, we're not going to get into who wants to give up because that is up to people. If you want to give up, everybody can give up what they want to give up. Everybody can give up their share. If someone wants to, be kind and give up their share, everybody can. You want to add a mother to that? Okay, so once you added the mother to that, what does the mother get? 1/6. Why? Multiplicity of siblings, 2 or more siblings. So she gets 1/6. Okay, and then the rest, they will divide it among themselves. Okay, you wanted to add a grandfather. If you wanted to add a grandfather, and you said, like I said, if you're Hanafi or one of those Hanbalis who block the siblings by the grandfather, then you're not going to have any trouble. The grandfather will take everything, and that's it. But if you're not, what does the grandfather get in this case? Do we have someone who will inherit with a designated share? Anyone has a designated share? No designated shares. Okay, so what is the grandfather entitled to if there is no one with designated shares? 1/3 of the total, or not 1/6 of the remainder. 1/6 of the remainder if we have someone with a designated share. Then he will be entitled to the greater of 1/6 of the entire estate, 1/3 of the remainder, 1/6 of the entire estate, 1/3 of the remainder, or sharing with the siblings as one of them, as one of the brothers. In this scenario, are there people with designated shares? No. What is he entitled to? 1/3. 1/3, because there are no designated shares. Go back and look at it. No designated shares. If there is no one to inherit with designated share, the grandfather gets the greater of 1/3 of the entire estate or sharing with the siblings. In this scenario, what is better for him? And we said that we will always prioritize him. In this scenario, what is better for him? 1/3. So he gets 1/3. They will share the rest. among themselves. 2 for the male, 1 for the female. One more case, quickly.
Can I ask a question? Why the grandfather gets more than the father? Logically.
The grandfather is not getting more than the father. How could he get more?
Let's say there is a father and the brothers and sisters. So the father will get the 6. No,
The father, in the presence of the father, the brothers and sisters are all out.
so you get everything.
They don't get anything, the brothers and sisters, in the presence of the father. He will block all siblings. The grandfather is miskeen. He's not able to block them. At least according to the Jumhur. Quickly, one case. One case, because why am I doing this? So that you feel confident about what you have learned. Although everybody ran away today, I shouldn't have told people that it is all about inheritance. Yes?
Well, just to go back to the one we did before with one wife, one daughter, one father, one maternal grandmother. If there were 2 daughters, they would get 2/3, and it would come out to 27 over 24. So then what would you do?
That's what we did. You flip it, you make the 27 the denominator. It's called proportionate reduction. It's called the proportionate reduction. What is the case? What is it?
So one wife,
one wife,
one daughter,
one daughter,
2 daughters,
2 daughters,
one father, one maternal grandmother.
One father, one maternal grandmother. Okay, where do you start?
What?
The wife. You always start with the spouse. What does she get?
1/8.
Why is she getting 1/8?
Offspring.
Because of the presence of offspring, inheriting offspring. What does the father get?
1/6.
No.
1/6 plus remainder.
1/6 plus remainder. Because we have female offspring. He gets 1/6 plus the remainder. What does the maternal grandmother get?
1/6.
1/6. What if she is a paternal grandmother? Hanbali wise, she still gets 1/6. According to the rest, she's not going to get with the father present. Hanbali wise, she still gets 1/6. So 1/6, 1/6 plus the remainder. What do the 2 daughters get? 2/3. So once you see 8, you go to what? 24. So 3 over 24, 16 over 24, 4 over 24. We had it before. 4 over 24. So 4 and 4, 8, and 16, 24, and 3, 27. So it will be 27 over 24. What do you do in this case? Make this the denominator, 27, and keep the same, keep the same shares. So instead of getting 3 out of 24, there will be proportionate reduction for all of you. You'll get 3 out of 27. Okay, now we'll just have to stop, but when we come back, we have the chapter on asabat, which is residuary heirs, and we'll have the chapters on how the proportionate reduction and rad, the redistribution, and zawil arham, the other kin, and then we'll have the inheritance of the fetuses, and inheritance of the intersexed, and various issues, gharqa and harqa and hadma, people who died and drowned and died under the rubble and stuff like that. So, but we will keep on taking, we will keep on working together, doing the distribution together of different cases. Inshallah, by the end of the course, you will be able to distribute property or estate with ease, inshallah. قل قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك وإياكم. Should we have a test?